interoperability might be something, it doesn't trip off the tongue very easily, does it? It might be something that doesn't really mean very much to people, and in a sense it shouldn't. It's something that needs to sit behind the scenes. But what it's all about is making sure that different systems can talk to each other and exchange data. So a great example that was given by Wilhelm, who was on the panel that I was speaking on, is an example of where he was using digital telephone technology and internet technology to help show his children what his wife was doing while she was in Italy and he was at home in Ireland. And what made that work, him using a combination of mobile phones and FaceTime, etc., was the fact that all of the different telecom systems spoke to each other. So there were different pieces of kit and different providers, but it all worked in an integrated way. And the issue about interoperability in healthcare is exactly the same thing. It's about trying to make sure that all of these things fit together in a seamless way. So if you go and have an X-ray in your local hospital and your blood pressure is taken by a nurse in your GP practice, and maybe you're seeing a dietitian, that all of that data, rather than sitting in different systems and not being able to be brought together, can be brought together. And you've got something that is linked by the patient. And one of the things that we're really interested in terms of the work that we're doing in MedCity and through digitalhealth.london, our programme on digital health, is how can we make sure that new digital technology that's coming in, innovations, particularly from small companies, can be used and really deployed to the benefit of patients. But if we're going to have that happen, we need to make sure that the data that's being produced by those new systems can work alongside data that's being collected elsewhere. And that way, the patient can know that perhaps data that they might be collecting through a Fitbit or an app that is helping them to manage a disease like diabetes, that data can sit alongside data that's held by their GP or their local hospital. And there's that integrated view. So that's really what interoperability is about, is making sure it all works together, it all talks together, and you don't get isolated pockets of information about patients that doesn't come together.
All right, let's get into it. So here it is, straight from the one and only constructiontrader.eth, and it is blockchain interoperability. Now, please give him a follow. He always has lots of great updates. If you use crypto Twitter, always check out some of these guys. So yes, blockchain interoperability is massive, absolutely massive, and its role in the healthcare sector will be no exception. Now, we know when it comes to Quant, and when it comes to Gilbert Verity and his wife, Laura Verdian, is big time proponent of, the healthcare industry, and we know about some of her robust background. But if you don't know about it, that's okay. We'll get in that in a second. But I like this statement from constructiontrader.eth, and that is QNT Overledger will be at the heart, connecting everything seamlessly. This is 4 minutes, and then we're going to tie in some other things that you might not have been aware of when it comes to Quant. And just that, healthcare, Laura Verdian, and so on. Please smash that like. Here we go.
Have you ever wondered how blockchain could revolutionize healthcare? Imagine a world where patients' medical records are secure, easily accessible, and interoperable across different healthcare systems, all thanks to blockchain technology. Blockchain, a type of distributed ledger technology, has been making waves in various industries, and healthcare is no exception. The healthcare industry today faces significant challenges: ensuring data security, maintaining patient privacy, and achieving system interoperability, to name a few. Blockchain, with its ability to securely store and share patient data, could be the solution we've been waiting for. It promises a future where patient data flows seamlessly between healthcare providers, improving care coordination and patient outcomes. Additionally, the transparency and immutability of blockchain records could enhance trust and accountability, addressing concerns about data breaches and patient privacy. Indeed, the healthcare landscape is ripe for a blockchain revolution. As we delve deeper into this exciting new frontier, let's explore how this technology is already changing the face of healthcare. You might be curious about how blockchain is actually being used in healthcare today. Let's delve into some real-world case studies. Firstly, let's jet off to Estonia, a small Baltic nation leading the pack in digital innovation. In Estonia, blockchain technology is used nationwide in healthcare data management. This has resulted in enhanced data security, making breaches virtually impossible. Moreover, it has improved interoperability, which means different healthcare providers can access patient data seamlessly, fostering better collaboration and improved patient outcomes. Now, let's fly back across the Atlantic to the United States, where a solution called MedRec is making waves. MedRec uses blockchain to manage medical records, giving patients control over their own health data. It's a decentralized approach that allows patients to decide who can access their medical information. This not only ensures privacy, but also empowers patients to be active participants in their own healthcare journey. And let's not forget the myriad of startups around the globe, from Asia to Africa, that are harnessing blockchain to tackle issues like counterfeit drugs and insurance fraud. These initiatives demonstrate the transformative potential of blockchain in ensuring the authenticity of medications and bringing transparency to insurance claims. These examples show how blockchain is not just a theoretical concept, it's a practical solution that's reshaping healthcare right now. The blockchain revolution in healthcare is just beginning. So, what does the future hold? Picture a world where blockchain technology is fully integrated into healthcare systems, forming the backbone of a new, patient-centric model of care. It's a world where data silos are a thing of the past, replaced by secure, transparent, and universally accessible health records. Blockchain could streamline clinical trials by ensuring data integrity and traceability. It would eliminate falsified data and provide a clear, unchangeable record of patient responses and side effects. This would not only increase the speed of drug discovery, but also enhance the safety and efficacy of new treatments. Imagine the potential of blockchain in telemedicine. With the rise of remote consultations, there's an ever-growing need for secure patient data transmission. Blockchain could offer a solution enabling secure real-time sharing of patient data while maintaining patient privacy. And what about personalized medicine? The integration of blockchain could enable the secure storage and sharing of genomic data, paving the way for treatments tailored to an individual's genetic makeup. Moreover, blockchain could empower patients by giving them control over their health data. Patients could decide who to share their data with, ensuring their privacy and autonomy. As we look to the future, it's clear that blockchain holds immense potential to transform healthcare as we know it. It's an exciting time to be in the intersection of healthcare and technology.
All right, pretty cool to share that. I want to now introduce this next particular part that we have in regards to Laura Verdian. So, I mean, obviously you guys saw that, right? Getting more into this, let me show this as well before we actually get into the whole thing with Laura Verdian. Let me just refresh this real quick. Yeah, here we go. My bad. All right. So on this particular one, let's get into it. And you see it comes from Tokenizer. And I love citing Tokenizer. Why is that? Well, he's the GOAT as far as I'm concerned when it comes to covering many different projects. Now, in regards to Tokenizer, he mentions specifically right here that Laura Verdian poses a pretty interesting case, of course, for QNT. Well, no kidding. She's, the wife of Gilbert Verity. Here's some of her background. She had 10 years experience in pharma and healthcare and basically majored in this sector. Prior to joining QNT, she spent 4 years at Deloitte. She's one of the big, Deloitte is one of the big 4 accounting firms. How does healthcare experience connect to QNT? Let's get into that. I'll go ahead and blow this up a little bit more. So what you're going to see here on this other page is a little bit more about this. And basically speaking, look at her education. For one, the London School of Economics. You also have some of these other examples. University of Technology at Sydney, Master of Business Administration. I got one of those as well. Monash University graduate certificate in pharma economics. My goodness. University of Sydney, bachelor's degree in pharmacy. So she's got a really robust background. Going to the right side, look at this grocery list. At Deloitte, director of Deloitte Access Economics, head of international market access, Intercept Pharmaceuticals, director of global market access, head of market access, associate director, global market access. I mean, just tons of stuff. And medical affairs, whether you're a fan of Pfizer or not, right? She has a lot of experience. Getting more into this, let me share some more with you guys. Let's go to the next page. Jump back for a second. Yeah, let's get into this. So there's like a little follow-up, and you have, for instance, Gilbert Verity. Let's get into this part. So what many might know is basically this. The idea of QNT's overledger and ISO TC 307 actually did come from Gilbert's experiences down in NSW working in their government healthcare sector. Here's a clip of Laura's husband, as you guys know, Gilbert Verity, explaining how the early days basically went. This is under 2 minutes, and then we'll show you a little bit more in regards to this. But the bottom line is this. Healthcare is a big deal, and it's especially a big deal for QNT. All right, here we go.
The Bitcoin in terms of the words, so the industry was looking at it. It interested financial services a lot. So around that time, I moved government departments, and then I went to the Australian government, and I started thinking about how to use blockchain for cybersecurity reasons, because it's a secure rail. I was chief security officer at the Department of Health, and I wanted to interconnect health data between different jurisdictions and different systems. And I started talking about how we can use the blockchain overlay as a secure means to transfer and hold very sensitive, patient data, which is, if you look at the dark net, patient data is the most valuable. Health data it costs more to buy than financial data, credit card numbers, etc. And the problem is, if you lose your financial data, you can ring the bank and you get a new card, or you can do other things. But if you lose your health data, you can't ring anyone and say, "Can you change my DNA?" So it's very valuable. So I wanted to do it in a more secure manner. So I started talking about the overlay, which kind of led to the idea of overledger. How do we have a blockchain overlay that could interconnect different networks and different systems? I started talking about it from a government perspective. The standards people approached me, and they said, "This is really interesting. Can we turn this into an ISO standard?" And what that means is standards create economies, because you're allowing people to communicate and talk the same language. And in financial services, in payments and all the messaging systems, ISO 20022 is the standard. The old one was.
All right, so obviously there's a full interview, but it gives you kind of the gist of this. And I'm glad Tokenizer pointed out some of this. There's, of course, a little bit more in regards to all this. So he has a continuation. It's not a video, but nonetheless, it's pretty cool stuff. And I'm going to pull this up. A little bit more about what we were talking about. So for one, like he says, yeah, that's right. Like QNT, baby. Gilbert Verity is not only one of the most recognized names in the world of trade and finance and cybersecurity, but also in health and legal from some of his previous experiences. And I mean, for the most part, if you're following Quant, we've already gotten into some of this, but, we'll highlight some of it. CSO and Deputy CTO, 2009 to 2011 with the HM Treasury, HSBC, Security and Programs, 2011 to 2012. A lot of these, right? Ministry of Justice for about a year. Vocal Link with MasterCard, right? He was it Chief Security Officer, I believe, right? CSO. And that was from 2016 to 2018. But one of your key takeaways is security, payments, all this stuff, right? And of course, board member, and recently resigned from the Digital Pound Foundation, founder, of course, of ISO TC 307. But again, one of your key things that you should take away from this is he doesn't necessarily stick around forever. he comes in, he does his work, he gets it done, and then he moves on. But the one that he sticks with, obviously, is Quant Network. Getting more into this, how about this for size? InterOpen, a consortium of bringing interoperability through healthcare data. Gilbert was, of course, actually one of the first who collaborated with QNT. First collaborations that QNT had officially announced back in 2018. Both Laura and Gilbert had some exciting things to say for this concept. And here it is. Quant Network back then worked, of course, to join InterOpenen back in 2018. Getting more into this, you will see this. I'll blow this part up because it's going to be hard to read if you're on your couch or even on your phone or whatever you're using. All right, let me blow this up. So hopefully you can see it. Let me just double check the settings real quick. Yep, you can. Well, look what it says here. Gilbert Verity, founder and CEO of Quant Network, basically stated that Quant Network is pleased to be collaborating with InterOpenen. With the increased stress on health services in the UK, we believe that digital transformation is needed now more than ever. Do you not see all the digital transformation going on as we speak? Our Overledger operating system can reduce the risks and costs involved in, of course, digital transformation with minimal disruption to patients. We're also excited about the opportunities for blockchain adoption that may come from our involvement with what? InterOpenen. Now, in regards to Laura Verdian, because we were talking about Laura Verdian, obviously, she, of course, is the head of healthcare services for Quant Network and health economist, which additionally noted that it is estimated by the OECD that approximately 1/5 of healthcare expenditure is wasted. Digital transformation and interoperability enabled by technical standards and blockchain tech is expected to significantly reduce this wastage and ultimately lead to better healthcare outcomes, of course, for patients. So again, meeting a little bit more of that supply and demand, but not being wasteful. Let me jump back to a little bit more about this because I want to share this. I think this is good. Because, we don't really talk about healthcare all the time. A little bit, right? We talk about Cure Project, both partnered with Ripple and also JASMY. What about QNT? And, definitely recognizing Laura Verdian again. Now, I've done a piece in the past in regards to this, but this is a really good breakdown, of course, from Tokenizer. And if you're not following them, give them a follow. We're on Crypto Twitter. 31,000 followers. My gosh. One of QNT's key partners, Oracle, had also recently acquired Cerner. And they're an American health info tech supplier and service provider valued at $28 billion during the time of acquisition. We also know Oracle has come out saying that QNT will be Oracle's primary solution for interoperability. Yeah, we've already confirmed that a while back. If you want a little more of that reiteration to pound that home a little bit more, well, there's this. Oracle by Cerner. There was a news release. When was that? Well, it was back in December 2021, almost 2 years ago. Talks about this whole thing about that Cerner and Oracle. Talked about the agreement for Oracle and Cerner to acquire Cerner through an all-cash tender offer for $95 per share, at least with the stocks, or approximately $28.3 billion in equity value. So again, guys, all back to some of the examples we've been talking about quite a bit. The big money. What are they doing? What industries are part of this? This closing little quote real quick. Let's share this. Working together, Cerner and Oracle have the capacity to transform healthcare delivery by providing medical professionals with better information, enabling them to make better treatment decisions, resulting in better patient outcomes. All right. This is the closing part. This is kind of cool. There are even more potential leads that could hint at Quant and Overledger being used in healthcare and, of course, the medical sector. We put a lot of focus on talking about when it comes to Quant. Let's face it, recently, Bank of England, Bank of International Settlements, talking about the whole city connection, talking about even JP Morgan, right? But you got to keep in mind there's also the healthcare sector, and I do think Quant really, really shines in that because of that whole thing with Laura Verdian, that plug, that connect. So for now, like he says, let's enjoy this little breakdown. and see how things basically emerge and get integrated into DLT and blockchain. And we'll continuously cover it here at Maximus Crypto. And who knows, maybe Will Fix will start talking about more as well. He's just recently got into QNT. So big up to Will.